Gold jacket, green jacket, who gives you?
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Gold Jacket, Green Jacket podcast. We're here for episode number 73. My name is Christian Dragonetti, and I'm joined, as always, by Macaulay Culkin, who's coming in this week to sit with me on the episode and chat to you all about golf. Macaulay, what's happening?
You're an absolute dead set dickhead. So the listeners are going to be so confused. You're a dead set knob. You're a dead set. So for all the listeners,
A bit of context.
they're going to be like, hey?
Hey? We're recreating Home Alone. No, Joel's had a haircut. And now
I don't know why this is a big deal.
because regular listeners of the podcast are those who know us pretty well, right? If you're new,
Yeah.
welcome. We appreciate you. Please head down and hit the like and subscribe button.
Yeah, and listen to every other video.
Listen to every other episode. There's 72 of them, plus bonus episodes for the majors. But Joel, as long as I've known you, which is well over 5 years now, you've had pretty long hair by the standards. I'm a short back and side, skin fade type of bloke, and you've rocked the sort of shoulder length.
I've always
long,
had length.
Your Goldilocks, mate.
Ever since probably year 9 in school, I've had length. Always had long hair.
And so today, when I opened the door,
Not long hair, length.
today when you showed up, and you know, all of a sudden, I don't see those gold locks touching the shoulders anymore. I'm like, hang on a second,
Who's this bloke?
who's this bloke? Legitimately,
Nah, see, I don't know.
it's weird. It caught me off guard. I'd appreciate.
Tell you what, my
I'd
neck's cold.
Yeah, I'd appreciate a little bit of notice next time you want to do this. It just caught me off guard.
Yeah, it's different. It's definitely different. It's
Joel Mitchell is here, ladies and gentlemen. How we doing?
yeah, it's me. Look at the bruh. It's just it's like this. It's now just the hair at the back of the head's now gone.
Yeah.
It's very different.
It's
It is
very
different.
different.
And the viewers, I bet you, are watching it just like, just take your hat off.
Do it.
No, no. I might later, but the reason for like the length, to be off topic, but
Yeah.
I don't care.
Why
It's
not?
about me now.
That's it.
To be off topic, my hairstyle's never been like I don't care because 99% of the time I'm wearing a hat
Yeah.
of sorts, whether I'm showering or sleeping or sitting on the couch. I've got a hat on,
Okay.
like because I'm either playing golf or just going outside, and I flip a backwards hat on. I don't know, so I don't care what my hair looks like. I never have. Or I haven't for a very long time.
Yeah.
So it just gets longer and longer, and I kind of like the idea of the hair flowing out the back of the hat. I like that.
Doesn't do that anymore.
Doesn't do that. My neck is fucking cold,
Yeah.
and so are my ears. But
But no,
yeah, I don't
it
know.
is
It's
different.
just-
It caught me off guard.
I don't
So,
know.
other than that, mate, how's things? You well?
Yes.
You're off to Rocky on the weekend? Or on tomorrow, actually?
Tomorrow at the time of recording.
Today's Monday, the 30th. We're recording, as
so
we
I'm
always do on a Monday.
I'm flying out at midday tomorrow. I'll
Wow.
get there. I'll get to the airport with Toby, but I'm the flight ahead of him.
Oh, okay.
So we'll just
Just kick it.
the second whoever we'll just wait for each other at Rocky and then
Yeah,
go to the place, and then we've got the sponsors day on Wednesday, which is like a pro-am before the event.
Don't mind
sort
it.
of thing. So they call it the sponsors day. Yeah, we're both playing in it, so
That'll be good.
which will be good. Good bit of fun. Good to see the golf course before the event, and then event is from Thursday to Saturday.
Yep.
And then fly home Saturday night and
Back to reality.
back to
Is this the only event sort of in the next few weeks that you've got coming up?
It's the only event until real late July.
Okay.
So I've entered a bunch of regional opens, which like the better you do in them, the more chance you are to qualify for the New South Wales Open.
Okay.
So some of them are like qualifiers. Some of them are. But they're also hard to get into because they're in New South Wales and they're in very accessible areas. A lot of the guys
High demand.
do it for preparation. And,
Yeah.
You know, they're like mini tour events. So if I can snag a couple, it'd be awesome.
Yep.
If I can snag all of them, it would be even better.
Yep.
But I've seen the entry lists and they're pretty
Pretty
heavy.
lengthy.
They're pretty full. They're pretty heavy. So I'm like, oh. So
Well-
hopefully they extend the fields out. You know, put 96 of us in or something like that. That'd be nice. I'll probably be able to snag a spot here and there. But the plan was late July going into August for about 2 weeks before the first event, which is in Papua New Guinea, which is PNG Open. Myself and Max, we're going to try and drive around for about 10 days. So we drive up New South, play the few events coming down, and then by the time we get back home, we can fly to Papua New Guinea. So
All right.
that was generally the plan.
Yep.
So given, hopefully we get a start. in
And
those
you've
two
got
events.
entry into PNG?
Well, I can enter.
Yeah.
It actually entries open tomorrow. Actually,
Yeah, cool.
for that. So hopefully I can get a start in one or two of the first few events of the season, which will be nice to try and build up some rank and stuff like that.
Yep.
Other than that, that's the plan. So.
No, good. Very good.
Anyway, yeah, that's what's happening this week, and then you won't hear any events until late July. So
No, good. Fair enough.
Yeah.
We have got plans to get Raptor on in the next little while.
yeah, that's
So hopefully, well, I think it might even be
next week.
as soon as next week potentially.
Maybe,
So
maybe.
when you're hearing this, it'll be fast approaching, no doubt, and we're looking forward to getting Raptor back on. Be nice to see him for a little while.
You know, I think I told you this on the phone.
Yeah.
I when I entered Rockhampton, like it's actually a good event.
Yeah,
Like,
it
it's a
sounds like
really
it.
good event. Right, it's great prize purse. It looks like it's well set up, and there's a bunch of stuff going on. So it's like awesome. But I'm like Rockhampton. That sounds like it. I'm like I'm pretty sure I've heard that name, area before.
I think you might have told me this already.
I've heard this area before. I'm like Rockhampton. I'm pretty sure that's a nice part of the world, right? And then later that day, I jumped on like Instagram Reels or something like that, and literally the first slide, it's like, why Rockhampton is the second most dangerous place in Australia. I'm like, never mind. I'm like, shit. Right. So, and I'm seeing these videos like, don't go to that side of the like town,
Yeah.
on at night or something like that. I'm like, this is going to be fun.
Yeah, right.
So, nah.
Very interesting.
Yeah. So it should be good.
No, it should be very good. Let's get stuck into recent rounds, I reckon. Should be good. Do you want to go first or do you want me?
Sure. I played Saturday. Usually don't, but did. And it's one of the first like stroke medal days off the back that I've played in a while.
Yeah, right.
Because I don't usually play Saturday stroke medals. One, because I'm sometimes doing something different on a Saturday or the fields are full.
Yep.
And I don't, posted a good number, had 65, which is nice.
That's very nice.
So, what was that, 6 under or something? Yeah, 6. Which is apparently an official course record.
Is it really?
Well, now they're officially doing it now. Yeah, because it was stroke off the back.
Yeah, right.
So, and the weird thing is, I've posted lower numbers off the black before,
yeah,
but
they're not
like as a technicality,
yeah.
like it has to be stroke off the black.
We've spoken about this in the past, where like what does and doesn't define a course record
I think
based
it's-
on where you are.
I think it's
and-
just the golf club.
It is literally just the golf
At the
club.
national, they have course records for every different tee.
That's a great way to do it. I don't mind it.
And
But like Rosanna, I think Heidelberg's the same, where it has to be a board event, so generally a stroke medal or a club champs or a whatever,
or something.
and it has to be off the tippity tops. So
I think that's the case in a lot of places. So I actually joked about it. Like I played with Raptor that day, and I played with 2 others. Played with one of the juniors, Ethan, that is one of Raptor's students. And yeah, I think we walked off 18. I birdied 18 to get to 6, and I'm like, course record, got it. Because the official one's like 5. I think it was by Greg. During the clubbies.
in clubbies.
So that's like the official one, right? So I'm laughing about it, and then didn't think anything of it. And then Luke told me today, he goes, we're gonna really push to do like a pro one. So there's gonna be a pro
Ranking like a
a pro course record,
Yep.
and then the club course record.
Oh,
So I'm
cool.
like, great idea,
That's a fantastic
great
idea.
great idea. Like I like that much better.
And I think if it was to take on to that idea, to tag onto it, if they were really wanting to do the pro versus amateur thing, open up the pro ranks to whenever it is. Like because you guys can pick tees at Rosanna, correct?
Yeah.
So if hypothetically, if I'm a professional and it's a Tuesday afternoon and I want to go play at Rosanna, I give you guys a phone call, organize it all in advance, rock up and go, I'll play off the blacks.
Yeah.
I'm eligible to shoot the course record. Because I'm a pro.
Could be.
When other opportunity, or what other opportunities are pros going to get to play at Rosanna to then potentially shoot that course record?
Well, it only really happens unless it's max score stroke on a Saturday without being a medal, or you playing the club champs. Like, so it's not saying there's lack of opportunity. Like,
No, of
it's
course.
not the aim.
But I'm just saying, if you want to distinguish the difference between the pro course record sheet and the amateur one, you should just have the pro open based on the fact that you can pick tees
yeah.
open whenever they
it may
want.
be.
And so when pros come out and play whatever, they're probably just coming for a hit and giggle most of the time.
Yeah, if they post a
and if
number.
they post a number, absolutely give them the credit.
There it is. I think that's kind of what Luke said. He goes, well, you've got it. And I'm like, well, it's not the point. I'm like, I don't care. I forgot about it until you brought it up.
Yeah.
Like, but now it's like, he goes, yeah, we're going to make a pro one and a amateur one. I'm
Knowing-
like, like a members one. I'm like, great idea. I love
Knowing Rosanna, they're really good at their socials and stuff as well. I'm sure they'll jump on it and push it to the moon, hopefully.
Like, yeah, I'm very happy with the round. But yeah, it's still a little bit of a weird one because like I have shot 8 and 9 off the black before.
It doesn't count for anything.
Well, it doesn't because it like might be Stableford.
Yeah.
Like it might be that or so
It's weird.
Oh, well, no, it was good round. Oh, it was weird though. Hit the ball great. Iron striking was unreal. It was awesome, and I've been actually hitting the golf ball really well, which is nice. Been working hard on it. Hit great tee ball down 8. It was weird. Driver was like very, very temperamental. Very, very temperamental.
Right.
Like hit a pretty decent one down 5. Absolute nosedive hook on 7.
Okay.
Still made a great 4. Right? I was still stoked with that. Pump one up 8. Hit a good one, a decent one down 9. And then from 11 to 11, 12, 13 was like like I could almost missed the ball 3 times in a row.
right.
Like 11 was like this like low heely spinny thing that I'd like come out of. It was bizarre. It was like you hit your bad shots, but this was like, oh my God, I almost missed that.
Yeah.
Right. And I still had like 165 in to 11. I hit 6 iron into 11.
Fuck. That just clicked. Yeah.
12,
Fuck.
12, I had 255.
Whoa.
Dude, I hit this like low spinny flary cut straight into this like pine tree on the right. Like almost missed it. Like, dude, I was a millimeter from topping it into the pond.
Just bad swings at the time?
No idea.
Yeah,
absolutely no idea. Anyway, and I hit 3 wood to the front edge and made birdie, which was nice. 13 nosedive hook straight into the greenside trap.
Oh, jeez.
I'm looking at Raptor going, it feels shit. Like I know I'm doing something wrong here, but like what the fuck?
Yeah, right.
Anyway, and I'm like, I feel this, and he's like, hang on, just put your hands there, and I'm like, yeah, hang on. And then I'm on the next tee box, and I put it on the front edge of 14.
Right.
And I'm like, and it like laced it over these trees, put it at the front edge, made birdie, pump one down 16, pump one down 17, pump one down 18. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
like,
weird.
I'm like for the like 3.5 holes, it just went out the window.
Okay.
Exactly. I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm like 2 under for that stretch of like 5 holes where like shit hit the fan. Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
It's funny you're sitting here telling me that you didn't actually hit driver all that well and good because...
But don't get me wrong, there was a couple where I'm like, that's gorgeous.
100%. And shot a course record, right? I was watching highlights from the tour over the weekend and Jake Knapp shot a course record at the Rocket. Scuba diving, but also it wasn't pretty.
What are you talking about?
Like it was, he putted unbelievably. His short game was phenomenal, but off the tee it was okay. Like he missed a couple fairways and he was left a couple of long putts and like putter was hot. Let's not get around it.
Yeah.
But early in the round, it was slow off the mark.
Oh, his first 3 holes is like, oh, he's hitting it like he wasn't happy with a few shots.
Exactly.
Proximity to the hole was like, oh.
Yeah.
Okay. I miss hit a mid iron shot.
Yeah.
And then he didn't miss a thing.
After 7, he was just like on fire, and I'm like, wow. Like you see course record 61, and then watch the first 5 holes that he played, and you're like,
The first 5, what he made? No, it was
first 3 or 4 holes.
First 3 holes is like. He's like,
maybe
okay,
one
he's
under.
maybe just going. No, I think he was even through the first 3.
Okay.
And then he makes like birdie on 13.
Oh, might have even
It's
made
like,
an
okay,
eagle.
cruisy, and then he makes eagle.
Yeah.
And
But I was
then-
just watching it, and like here you are talking about you didn't play it all that great, or you didn't hit it all.
Yeah.
Driver wasn't all that crash hot.
Yeah.
Right, and then still posted an unreal number, and it's just exactly the same thing. Being disappointed with where you're at, and it's kind of links into my round as well on Saturday. Not quite as good, but similar sort of vibes, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not
Like-
playing the greatest, not hitting it the greatest, and still making something work.
Well,
for
the
you
thing
guys,
was-
it's the tune of 6, 7, and 13 under par.
Yeah.
Or 12
What
under
do you-
par, which is, 12.
What do you have? 11.
11, mate.
you had 11,
61 or whatever it
61 or
was.
something. But-
So, and to others, it could be, for example, my round, I had 8 points through 7 holes and finished with 31.
Yeah, it's good recovery.
So, brought it back a little bit,
Yeah. I think the thing was like, it wasn't that I hit it. Like driver was, like I said, temperamental. it was like there'll be a cut like on 14. 14 was the best drive I hit all day, right? And I'm like, oh, that felt great. It was exactly where I was setting up to. Come out of the middle, flew beautifully, went a long way. I'm
Perfect.
like, perfect, right? But like the 3 holes previous, I'm like, I hit it. I'm like, what the?
Yeah.
Like it might have. The result was okay at best. Like okay, it's in play, it's fine. But like, oh my god, I almost missed it.
Yeah.
Like, and then, to say that I didn't hit it great off the tee, it was probably 5 tee shots that still like I met the ball with a square club face, so it went fine.
Yeah.
It's just nowhere near the center of the golf club.
Nah.
Which, like being greedy, I'm like, yeah, I want to hit the center every single time, and I kind of expect to at this stage, right? But there was a couple that's like this domey toey thing or this spinny heely thing that's like just nowhere near it.
Which for you, yeah, there aren't too many misses at the moment, but that is one that's reared its head a little bit. That domey.
Oh, that's always been in my game.
There.
That's
and
always
you
been in
kind
my
of know
game.
that when you see that, it's like when I hit those push cuts with driver. You see that and you're just like, oh, you're just something's.
It's just that tiniest.
Something's that far off.
Yeah. I was just getting a tiny bit quick and left, just the tiniest bit. And me and Raptor stood on, we're just standing on 14T, and he's like, just feel your hands there again. He goes, you haven't lost it. He goes, but just those hands there again. I'm like, I'm getting quick and left, aren't I? He's like, yeah, you're just getting quick and left. You're trying to hit it too hard. I'm like, righto. And then got it in the slot, and but everything else, like hit everything so good.
No, good.
Like everything was phenomenal. Everything was like, when I say phenomenal, everything was just relatively at my target. If I hold the putt, great.
Yeah, perfect.
Like, I made bogey on 10. Hit it, and then fucked up 9 as well. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, right.
But nah, can't complain. It was good number. I'm happy with that on any golf course at any day, at any event, at any time.
Of
ever.
course. Why wouldn't you be?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you be?
Pleased with it.
Absolutely.
And you?
My round was, as I said before, it was 31 points playing off 4. The last couple of weeks, I just haven't really been hitting it all that crash hot the last 2 weeks. We obviously went out last Monday and had a hit, and you sort of said, oh, nothing to see here, just carry on.
You're fine, dude. Don't read into it.
No, and I really didn't. But on Saturday, I don't know, it was a very slow start. Made par on 1, bogey 2, doubled 3. And it was on 3, I had 9 iron in from like 130. Thinned the fuck out of it and hit the back fence.
Oh.
Like just... But it was I felt it straight away in the downswing. I was like, this
Whoops.
sucks.
Yeah, whoops.
Like halfway down, I was like, this is no good.
Yeah, whoops.
If I had known any better, I would have tried to pull out of it. You know what I mean? But I'm not Tiger, so I'm not. I didn't do it. I'm just trying to find my scorecard here because you're going to get a little kick out of it.
So when I started low key, so while you're getting your scorecard up, we started on 2. I birdied 2 and 3, and then cruisy par on 4, and then birdied 5.
Yeah.
Right, and I'm standing on 6, and I've hit this, and it was like 171 or something like that, which is about as long as 6 plays.
Yeah.
Right, because the pin was sort of further to the back, right off the back pegs. And I'm like, all right, I'll hit 6 iron at it. And it's like left the bat, and it's going straight at it. I'm like, if this goes in, I'm shooting 51 today. Like anyway, and it was like, and then we see it like, we didn't see it bounce. I'm like, that's not good. Right, and it was just on the back edge. But like, I saw this ball fly. I'm like, we're on here. And then hit the next tee ball. I'm like, we're not on here. Oh my gosh, shit. Right, but no, anyway.
Oh, well, yeah, made double on 3. Just, again, thinned it to the back fence. What else are you going to do? Actually hit a really, like, well-executed shot coming out of that, like, Tambarky crap behind the green. Just hit it way too good, and it ended up at the front of the green. Because I just grabbed I had no room to swing it, so I was literally hacking down on it. I just grabbed 54, tried to shut it a little bit, hit down on it. What I felt was soft enough. It just caught I nipped it. It came out of the middle of the face and just flew.
Yeah, it flew out.
So, and then didn't make up and down from there. So, and then bogeyed 4, 5, 6, and 7.
That's a stretch to capitalize too.
All 1-pointers. From 2 through to 7 was all 1-pointers, and I'm just like, sick. Awesome. Made par on 8. It was a really decent par. And then parred 9, bogey 10, and then went on a par train through from 11 to 17.
Yeah, solid. All right.
And then put a ball in the piss on 17. So, oh well.
Yeah, mid.
Yeah. And then made birdie on 18. So it was all good.
Good. All right.
So like 31 points, but on 3, that 9 iron that I hit that I thinned, I felt it straight away. And it was at that point that I understood that my golf swing was very armsy. Like it's all arms. There's no like lower body rotation. There's no commitment to the golf swing. And that's the first thing that happens. When I'm not committing for something, and generally it's a bit of pain in the hip, that's when the arms take over and it gets so handsy and I'm just trying to correct everything with the hands.
Yeah.
And that's when I became aware of it. And I'm like, there's no pain. Like I'm not sore.
Yeah.
Like, what's wrong?
Just hit it.
So all of a sudden I'm starting to stretch out the hammies and the calves, just doing everything I normally do when the hip flares.
Yeah.
It didn't work. And then I was like, okay, well, try to commit to golf swings more. And it wasn't until I got to 8 where I started actually trusting the body and hitting golf balls.
You saw one.
properly.
You found a little feeling again.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then on 17, put the first ball in the piss, just left the club face fucking that. Like wide open, high and just
Spoon, there you
yeah,
go.
spoon. And I was like, donations, there you go. And then I was like, fuck it, I'm not going to go down the piss. I'll just peg one here. Yeah. And I was convinced. I'm like, oh man, it's a scratch. Who cares? It's a wipe. Just keep going. Pegged one up, just flushed the next 6 iron. And it was a committed, well struck, timely golf swing. And I'm like, oh.
Too late now.
It's too late now, of course. But I'm like, at least it's something that I can build on for the next game. Make a really solid birdie on 18.
Good.
Driver was on not on a string, but I hit driver really, really well.
Yeah.
Off the tee was fine. Yeah. And then we're walking off and Paolo goes, if you hadn't hit your 2 iron once today, you would have had 36 points.
Yeah, right.
And I'm thinking back at it, I'm like, yeah, I didn't hit a single good one.
Yeah, right.
And I'm like, I'm not one to think, I'm not of that essence to think, oh, that club let me down today. I don't hit my 2 iron anymore because I hit it poorly. I don't want to be that kind of player. You just still go to it every single time because you know that you can put a good swing on it and produce a result.
Yeah.
But nothing worked with that.
Yeah.
I hit it maybe half a dozen times and they were all shit.
Do you like that 2 iron?
Love it. But this has been the contention point for a long time, you and I. I don't think you like it. I don't think you like it.
I don't dislike a 2 iron in your hands.
No.
I would feel a bit icky if you had a hybrid in your hands.
Yeah, I don't like hybrids.
I wish I could hit a hybrid. I just can't. I hit high left.
Same.
Right? I can't hit hybrids. I wish I could.
Yeah.
Because they're easy to hit.
Yeah.
Right. And that's why I got that 7 wood thinking, sweet, maybe this is a replacement.
Correct.
If this is easier to hit, I'm going to use it.
100%.
That's why I got that 4 iron.
Yep.
Right? I think that's specific 2 iron.
What about it?
It comes out low right.
Yeah.
I feel like you hit 2 out of 10 good.
Okay.
Like properly good.
Okay.
I think it just comes out too low and
I've explored this. Titleist is not an option.
yeah, if you don't like it, you don't
There
like
is
it.
nothing in the lineup that I like from Titleist.
If you don't like it, you don't like
apart
it.
from wedges and drivers.
Yeah.
None of the irons amuse me.
Yeah.
And they don't suit me at all. And I've done it. When I got fitted for my wedges and I spoke to Raptor and I was like, hey, what do you got in the long irons? Let's have a crack.
Let's have a go.
I hit everything from a T200 2 iron to a U505 1 iron. And none of them were good. I hated all of them.
It didn't tickle you.
Nah. I hate every single one of them.
Yeah, really.
And it's just me.
Is it because you didn't hit it good that day?
No. Like I hit a couple of them all right, but
it's just like
I just
you're
don't
looking
I don't
for
like
more.
how it feels off the face. I don't like how they sound. I don't. There's a few things I don't like. It's not just I hit them shit, so they're shit. Do you know what I mean? There's plenty of clubs that I've
I've
feel that
said it for
way.
a long time. So you know the ping crossover?
Yeah, and I hit one the other day. I played with a bloke and he had 3 iron in the bag and it wasn't the right shaft, but I hit one and I'm like, even that doesn't sound that great off the face.
Doesn't matter on the sound, dude.
I know, but it does.
The TaylorMade doesn't sound very
I
good when
like
you hit turf first.
Yeah, correct. I don't know. Maybe it's something I need to look at.
When you hit that club well, I'm like, that's mint. Because
Yeah.
it comes out nice and flat, comes out tiniest cut, flies nice, it goes a long way generally. But
I don't have a lot
know.
of versatility with it.
No, you don't.
You've got
it's
a
very
lot of
one-dimensional.
Yeah, you've got a lot of versatility. If I'm hitting a stinger cut, that's
You're flying.
That's the one.
You're flying.
It's the bat for that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
100%.
But you've got a 2 iron in the bag as well, and you have done for a long time. T200 with a DI shaft.
I've had that club for 4 years now. I
Yeah,
reckon.
and you've got such great versatility with it. I remember being on the range with you like a heap of times and just watching you pump shells high. Like you're launching that thing like I launched my 8 iron. I'm like, how?
It just launches good.
How?
Yeah, it just launches
And
good.
I don't have that with my
Nah,
2
see-
iron. And it's probably because I went and reshafted it and put a friggin', rod,
No, see,
put a crowbar in it, right? It's stiff. That shaft is stiff.
I would love. I don't think the head's right. The
Okay.
shaft I love.
Yeah.
Shaft I don't disagree with because you're strong and you swing it quick enough to be able to hit that sort of
Well,
golf
that's what
club.
I'm thinking. I'm like, do I just
love, even if that head launched higher, it just needs to launch higher.
Yeah.
Just a tiny bit. The actual way you hit it's actually okay.
Yeah.
It's just, it doesn't launch high enough.
Yeah, fair enough.
That's me looking
So
at it.
maybe me even moving to a 3-iron.
Oh, you could?
Do you know what I mean? It's something
I don't
that
know. I don't know.
It's something that this comes up about a fair bit,
Mm.
right? And I think about it every year at least. It's the longest serving golf club I've had in the bag. I've had that since 2019.
P790?
P790. It's the first edition P. I think it might be the first or second edition P790.
I'd love to see the change from an iron
yeah.
to a utility iron. So
It's
my
a
two-
utility iron. It's a UDI. P790 UDI. Like it's
Oh, is it actually?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's very thin.
yeah, I know. Still a UDI.
Oh, there you go.
The pin crossover, the one that I would love, the one that I would love, Mizuno Fly High.
Cheat club, dude.
Yeah.
They're
And
unreal.
that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, do I just fucking pull the trigger, buy one off the rack, and just put whatever fucking shaft I want in it?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, because I could just go on Golf Box tonight and order one,
Like I said, the shaft you have, I love.
and just order one in an extra stiff, hit it, trial it in a sim somewhere, and if I don't like it, just whack my hazardous in it and see what happens. Take the hazardous out of my 2-iron, put it in this new one, and then just see what happens. And
Yeah,
I've
I
got-
think it's just a head change.
yeah.
Well, not even change. You never know. You might not hit it good.
We'll
I don't
discuss
know.
a bit more after we finish recording.
Yeah,
I
we'll go
reckon because
sus. We'll go sus.
we'll go have a sus.
Go sus.
Because like I said, I think about this every year, and then all of a sudden, I'll go out the next Saturday,
And you'll
and
pump
it's just
it. And you'll pump it. Yeah, that's the worst, isn't it? You'll do that next week too.
I'll do it
now
tomorrow.
that we've talked about
I'm
it.
playing tomorrow.
Yeah,
I've got a day off tomorrow.
you'll flash it tomorrow.
Right.
And you'll be like, "Pah."
Yeah, exactly. Right. I'll have a second shot on 12. I'm playing at Rosanna with my mum tomorrow. So
Oh, yeah?
by the time I get to 12 and I'm warm, right, I'll hit it for my second shot on 12, and I'll be like,
You'll put it.
What are these guys?
You'll put it. You'll go 208, and you'll put it on. You'll be
Yeah.
like, yeah.
But that's the thing, like 208, and you just said that number, and automatically, I know the shot. I'll just keep it low and chase one up there because that's 208. I'm not going to fly at 208.
Yeah.
And that's just how it is. But where it has let me down a lot at Heidelberg recently because I do use it a lot off the tee. Like, actually, no, I don't. I use it on 11 off the tee, and 11's a par 5. Right.
See, the shape suits perfectly though.
100%. But if I get it the slightest bit wrong, it is
Yeah.
a lot wrong on that hole.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, I don't know. Something to look at.
Experiment.
Raptor, if you're listening, please do listen and see if we can organise maybe a fitting with ping of sorts. Maybe. I don't know.
All right, suss him out.
Or Tobes has got the Mizuno contacts.
Yeah, if he does, yeah, go. Just go. Just what I think the first thing to do is like I said, the shaft, like everything you got in your bag right now is grouse.
Yeah.
like shaft wise.
Yeah.
I think it's really suited. Like that driver is the best thing you've ever bought.
Agreed.
Right, driver 3 wood you flush. Right.
Yep.
It's just the head of the 2-iron, not because it's tailor made.
No, it's not. Because
It's not because of that.
It's
It's
the
just-
longest serving club in my bag for a reason.
Yeah, the way I'd love. It's not too one dimensional.
It's
That's
tax
the wrong
time.
way to put it. It's just when it's bad, it's fucking bad.
Yeah.
When it's good, it's unreal.
It's tax time, and you got me excited. Might get a little bit of a tax present. Oh, fuck. Jolly, let's move on because
me.
we've been at it for a little while.
Ah, well.
I want to speak quickly. I don't want to go into too much depth because I feel like this is a topic that I feel like we could go on for a while.
All right, let's just not scratch the surface, but let's not go to the core.
So ladies and gents, the way we try and think of ways to talk about things on this podcast is I do a lot of sort of research, not in my own mind, about what's going on around me in the world of sport in general.
Yeah.
And trying to, if there's a topic that I like, how can I best relate that to the sport of golf? Because speaking of golf topics, it's not that. If you want to listen to those sort of typical golf topics, there's thousands of other podcasts you can listen to. Sort of like, what is the best driver on the market at the moment, and who won on the weekend, and how good is Tiger compared to Scotty in this time of his career? It's the same bullshit we talk about every week.
yeah.
And one thing that has reared its head in the last sort of 48, 72 hours has been in relation to football, AFL, Aussie rules, around that holding the ball decision, right? Collingwood West Coast, Ned Long doesn't get pinned for holding the ball after having it for an eternity. Gives the ball away.
Listeners, I have no idea what he's going on.
It's all right.
about
Just hear me out. Gets rid of it. Literally 10 seconds later, West Coast player scoops it up, tackled straight away, both arms pinned, holding the ball.
here.
So there's contention.
There's no holding the ball in golf, dude.
I understand that, but the point I'm getting to, if you hear me out, is that there's contention because a decision has been made or hasn't been made in one team's favor or the other, or vice versa, right? And it's led to contention. Now that contention is now opening up channels for all the footy shows, and there are heaps of them, to talk about this for the next 7 days, right? And it's something I feel like the AFL either has done super well intentionally or has created this little nugget of gold without knowing, and he's just like, oh, it's here now, we may as well keep it. Of having enough open to interpretation in their rules to cause talking points throughout the week so that football is continuously at the forefront of everyone's mind until the next game.
Yeah.
And my immediate thought is golf doesn't have that.
With what?
In terms of like, obviously the rules the rules sport for sport, golf versus Australian rules football or basketball or NFL, whatever fucking sport, team sports where there are referees specifically or umpires. A lot of those refereed sports, the rules are open for interpretation. What is prior opportunity? What is hands in the back? What's a divot on the fairway, right? There's no rule about it in terms of golf. Like the rules of golf are either black or white.
Yes or
you
no.
You get relief or you don't.
You're in the hazard? No, you're not. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Right? There's no, what's standing water? There's a clear definition. This is standing water.
I know. I'm following now.
Right?
I'm following now.
And it's the one thing that golf doesn't have is those contentious arguments to keep people talking about it midweek between tournaments.
This is kind of like the Shane Lowry and this is kind of like the Scotty Scheffler, the PGA.
And it's reared its head in the last couple of months, and that's the point I'm trying to get to. It's reared its head in the last couple of months. Contentious decisions. So we got Sam Burns at the US Open at Oakmont.
Yeah.
Should have got relief for standing water.
Yeah.
You saw the water that came up when he hit that shot coming down the stretch. Shane Lowry hits it out of a plug lie in the fairway.
Was it plugged or was it a pitch mark?
It's a plug lie. I'm pretty sure it was a plug
as in
lie.
he was there, but
the ball was below the surface, which regardless of if it's a pitch mark or a plug lie, it should be relief.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. And I don't know what led to him not getting it, and we've discussed it before, but that's the point I'm trying to make is that golf as a whole doesn't have those contentious arguments of, well, it should have been, but it wasn't, and why wasn't it? Because the umpire or the referee or rules official.
And if the odd one pops up, that's when it's like the forefront, but it's just
Correct.
It's not often.
Correct.
Is it?
It's not often at all.
Yeah.
Whereas other sports have these. There was 15 out of one game on the weekend, no doubt. I couldn't tell you what game, but it was probably most of them.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's why like I don't know if it's a marketing thing from the AFL to turn around and be like, well, hang on, we can't really put a black and white definition on this rule because for two reasons. One, it's too hard, and two, if we do, and we can figure it out. What are people going to talk about during the week?
I kind of get what you're saying.
And
I kind of like.
It's led me to think that like, is golf losing something in terms of that constant conversation of golf, like golf. What are we doing about these rules and who's in the right, who's in the wrong? Or is it more of the fact that golf is generally a really well perfected game in terms of rules that we've got clear cut black or white options?
I think with golf it's so let's say perfect in terms of the way it's managed and run, especially during an event. With club golf, it's a bit more lenient. People sometimes give gimmies. People sometimes go, "Oh, we're not sure about this rule, so just do this."
And I'm not necessarily talking about club golf in terms of
we're doing
like,
tour stuff.
I'm talking tour stuff because that's what we talk. That like there's hundreds of other podcasts that you can listen to where you talk about what happened on the tour this week. Scotty Scheffler wins or plays shit and comes 10th, right? Right.
Yeah.
But there's 3 times as many talking about holding the ball in football, right? And the lower down the levels you go, I feel like we discussed this before. I feel like the roles reverse. I feel like club golfers tend to do it a bit more than what you would in the pros. Like it's a bit more lenient, and it's like, is that a path? Fuck it, who cares? Take relief, whatever. Oh, don't hit it out of that shit. Oh, there's I'm pretty sure it's a tire mark. Pull it out, right? It's leniency because generally you're playing with your mates. Doesn't matter. Who cares? Right?
Yeah.
No one playing off 9 is going to win the US Open, right? I'm sorry. I'm pretty confident I can back that in, right? So, yeah, there's a bit more leniency, whereas at footy clubs, I feel like there's less to chat about because there's less that you can do. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like it's. I understand what you're saying now.
And I've got limited experience in the footy club culture. I was a part of a soccer club for a long time, and there is politics coming out of the asshole of soccer.
I'd expect it would be the same. Like I was involved in the footy club. I was very young, so I don't really.
You didn't get involved.
I wasn't involved in the club.
Man, you didn't know how to.
Dude, I just showed up, ate oranges, and played footy. Like I didn't really care. But I've noticed a lot with the AFL. There's I find so much there's limited positivity. There's not a lot of good things that are talked about.
Absolutely.
It's always the umpires were fucking shit. This guy should get dropped. Sack Voss, right? Like they're
Which
down in the dumps, right? How about let's talk about the top teams. Let's talk about the top players.
Yeah.
Like whereas with the golf, it's the complete opposite. They're talking about course records. They're talking about how good this golf course looks. They're talking about how much more money there is in each purse. They're not talking about how hard this guy's life is that just shot 17 over, that just missed the cut. That's all negative.
No.
Whereas they're talking like with the AFL, I think they're just so polar opposite. That's where it becomes comparable because of the difference. Like with like you were saying, with footy, they very rarely, unless they do the actual shows where they do talk about strategies and like the way Collingwood might set up their back half to play defense or something like that. Whatever they do, that's. No one talks about that, generally. And we're talking about how shit the umpires were or that should have been fucking holding the ball. That cost us the game.
Yeah.
It's like, no. Like, there's not talking about, how good was what's his head in that passage of play.
Yeah, correct.
No one talks about that.
Nah.
It's just expected. Whereas with golf, everyone's talking about, like you said,
and I think,
Jake Knapp shooting a course record.
Yeah.
How fucking good's that?
Unbelievable.
Like, how good is that? How good does this golf course look? How good is this event now? Like,
we hyped it up for months about how tough Oakmont was going to be, and we looked forward to it, and that's the way we do.
Yeah,
right. Because golf doesn't have that contentious part.
No,
where it's like, what happens if Scotty's in a bunker and someone stands on his ball? I don't know, streaker comes in and just rubs his foot on the ball in the bunker. What happens then? You know what I mean? Or, no one's talking about articles of contention in golf. It's more like, right, well, and I suppose you look at the sports and where they are. Like, obviously, you're talking about an international sport like golf versus a largely national sport in Aussie rules, right? And they're completely different markets and they're completely different sizes, and I will accept that and fair enough, but they are the two number one sports in my life. So I'm going to speak about them.
Yeah,
right?
of course.
So you look at where each of these sports are. Golf is so big at the moment and has been for a long time that they're able to harp in on the positives because their mindset is still growth.
Yeah. 100%.
They still want to grow they still want to grow the game and get kids into the game to prolong the sport to make it even bigger and bigger and better forever and ever.
I feel like it's like this really quick. I feel like it's like this. Golf is going towards something bigger and better.
Yeah.
The AFL is working away from the negative shit. So
Trying to.
I feel like if they're neck and neck, the AFL is looking away from all this shit. For example, taking someone's head off during a tackle. So, God forbid they bump their head on the grass and now he gets 6 weeks.
Anyway,
right?
do you want to know the perfect example? Golf is chasing the group in front. AFL is trying to stay in front of the group behind.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
I actually like that. Yeah, that's going to make it.
Put it into a golfing term.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. We're like, let's get ahead because they're doing better, or that's what we want. That's where we need to be. So we're going to work towards that. Whereas the guys are like, we don't want to be like them. Let's get away from that.
And again, this is only my opinion. And the way I see the AFL is that they're trying to achieve something that they once had, which was high scoring, high intensity football, which is what you're getting. You're still doing it. Intensity, right? And just better football, right? whilst also having all these contentious arguments and, trying to adapt the rules to be the truest form that they once were, right? Because the AFL has just added more and more stipulations onto each of the rules that they've had. There was an original draft written in friggin' 1900, right? Or BC, right? About football.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden they've just gone, oh, that rule doesn't work. Let's just change this and say, well, hang on, if he's pushed him with two hands in the back, that's a free kick.
Yeah,
But if
one
he's-
hand, not good enough.
But if he's just one hand and it's kind of at arm's length, and that's not a free kick, right? And that's all that's happened. And that's just 10, 15 generations of chopping and changing the rules.
Yeah.
Golf is just like, hey, you're in the water. That's a penalty.
That's it's been like that since 15-9.
Yeah.
15-9, 15-09.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What, BC.
Right. BC, yeah.
Right.
And it's been like that ever since. Like
Correct.
slight little twist of things here and there to
And I'm-
cater for the modern game. But
I'm in this weird space where I feel like I don't know if golf is missing out on that extra chat versus I don't know if they want that extra chat.
I think they nailed it.
I think they've nailed it.
I do see a lot of comments, like specifically in both aspects of it.
Yeah.
For the AFL, all I see is how shit the umpires are.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I see. The umpires suck. Carlton sucks. That's all I see. Ever.
You say-
And Collingwood's going to win the flag.
You make that comment, and all I hear is free kick Hawthorn.
That's yeah, that's all I see. Those are the three things on every single. It could be Port Adelaide Gold Coast played on the weekend, and someone goes P Cripps 3 votes. That's all. You know what I
I mean,
mean?
that's how it's been.
Well, right? For good reason. But whereas with the golf, like, yeah, there's obviously that negativity, especially if, like, Paul Max Homer, far out, he's in the spotlight a bit. But he posted something kind of like a bit hearty, like going, I'm struggling, but I'm putting my head down. I'm going to make this better. You'll see,
Yeah.
sort of thing. And there's a lot of people going, you've got this dude, like, keep working at it, like positivity on his page. I'm like, this is awesome. There's always got that one wanker going, oh, shouldn't have swapped the code, bruh.
This is literally what it was going to be. I was
Right.
like, well, you never know.
Right? Oh, it's not the clubs.
I know it's not.
It's
but
just, yeah.
you look at he was playing not unreal, but he was playing better than what he was.
It was not playing good.
Yeah,
To his standard.
better than what he was.
Wow.
What he is.
Yeah, well,
right. And
yeah,
then all of
true.
a sudden has this big change, and it's a big change,
It's massive change.
right? Because you go, oh, it's not about the clubs. Kind of is.
Well, it can be.
Yeah.
It can be.
Look at
and
all,
in his
look at
case,
all
it
the
might
players.
be.
Look at all the players who have had success after leaving PXG.
Yeah, well.
Wyndham Clark won a major. Joel Damon's now rising up the ranks. Joel Damon's actually still with PSG as far as I'm concerned.
Took Rory 11 years to win a major after coming away from Titleist.
But no,
Anyway.
and just as we were saying that you think that golf has nailed it with harping on the positivity, looking to true growth of the game. If there's a negative story, let's try and keep away from it as best as we possibly can. Fair enough. But in the same breath, I think for the AFL in a nationalized market, they're nailing it.
In terms of like any publicity is good publicity.
They're nailing it.
Yeah, because you
you're
can talk
still
about
gonna-
anything
you're
whenever.
still going to get blokes ringing up to Talkback Radio going, Voss should have been gone in round 3, right? You're still going to have blokes talking about hands in the back, holding the ball. When are we going to fix these fucking rules?
yeah,
Right? I listen to SEN, I hear all about it, right? And at my worst, when I was fully engulfed, I'm not as into it like this year as I was, say, last year. If there was a story that broke, like a coach has been sacked or something or other is happening in my local game that concerns my club in the slightest, Richmond sacked their coach, we're playing them next week, I want to listen. I would be on the app listening as quickly as I fucking could because I was that engrossed by it.
Yeah.
And it's got that luring ability to just go, hey, come and have a listen to how friggin' awesome we're talking about this right now and how much sense we're making. And they spin it to make it suit you no matter what stance you take. You're either going to love it or you're going to hate it. Like you said, any publicity is good publicity.
Well, look at kind of what. Look, I can't stand the bloke, but Kane Corns,
yeah.
isn't he just a bundle of joy?
You know what? I don't mind
I
him.
want to say words I can't. I won't. But
He's a twit. In the best way, shape, or form. He's a twit. But I don't like him.
I can't even.
I don't mind him.
I can't even look at him. However, look what I'm doing now. I'm talking about it.
Exactly. sucks you in.
See?
And golf
talking about
doesn't have that.
Well,
and
it
I
does.
think that's great.
You know why?
Because
people are negative. People
Exactly.
are naturally negative.
Right.
Because life, for the general aspect of life right now, for people, if you really think about it, you know who opened my eyes to this? Remy.
Yeah,
he
of
opened
course
my
he
life.
did.
He goes, life right now for the general population is fantastic.
Yeah.
But people, humans look for something to be negative about.
100%.
Look for complaining. Look,
human nature.
Look for something to think is hard.
Yeah. Woe is me.
Well, but with golf, it's the same deal. We're not talking about the negatives, but the PGA or whoever's or the media with the PGA.
Yeah.
Like the things that we're going to talk about first is how much Colin Morikawa and Rory McIlroy hate the media.
Yeah.
Right, that was put on a lot of pages first because it's negativity. So people are going to talk about negativity and hang shit on negativity. Whereas when they post about Jake Knapp's course record, they're like, "Oh, cool, 61. Did he hit any shanks?" Like straight to you know what I mean?
I'm not naive when I say that drama is money, right?
That absolutely is.
100%.
It's intense.
So
People lock
of course
into it.
these journalists who make money on drama are going to look for it,
Yeah, well,
right? And that's when
They're stupid, but they're not stupid.
And like, we're not sitting here saying that, like, yeah, we've said it. Golf is pretty perfect in the sense that it doesn't have the rules that are contentious, at least at the
Yeah,
talk.
yeah.
But it's not perfect in the way that the media treat anybody in the sport, right? Because you've seen Shane Lowry turn around and say, "We need half an hour before
Yeah,
we come.
leave me alone."
Like, let me gather my thoughts
Yeah,
so that
yeah.
I don't ruin my career by saying something I shouldn't say."
correct.
Right? And I completely agree. There are aspects that this sport could be improved as well. But in terms of selling the sport through either a positive or a negative light through the media, I think golf is doing it fantastically positively
Yeah.
and footy's doing it just as good negatively.
I'm so glad you said that way. I'm so
Right.
glad you said it that way because they're so polar opposite. I think, like I said, golf does like the golf media aspect of things.
Yeah.
like especially golf accounts, the PGA, all that.
Yeah.
They do very good at posting very like positive, good things.
Of course.
good things, and you obviously have those rage bait, stupid accounts and
Idiots.
shit
Yep.
that post like
Russian bots.
the dumb stuff, right? But yeah, and then the footy. Like, it just depends how you talk about it. Like you don't want because I find with golf, if there's something negative to be talked about, you're not going to go there and watch it.
Yeah, 100%.
Whereas footy, if you just talk about how good Nick Dacos is, they're like, "Oh, cool," but I'm not going to go watch
Him.
the other games.
Yeah.
I'm not going to because he's not playing or something like that. They're talking about how this and this and this sucks, and these rulings, and they're on the bottom of the ladder. The number 17 could beat the
There's-
fifth on the ladder or something like that. Like
There's another element.
This person's injured. This person's not. These people are out. Like I think it's just two polar opposites that do something very well.
Yeah, and there's another element to this, and I'm not going to go on for too much longer about
Nah,
this.
we'll
We've
tidy it
chewed
up.
up a lot of your
tidy
time.
it up.
There's another element to this, and that is that we Australians have. I don't think I've seen any other culture display this, and it's tall poppy syndrome.
To what?
Tall poppy syndrome. So we tend to, it's an old school saying, we tend to chop the heads off people who like to boast about their success, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we're very quick to judge people who are successful. We tend to try and bring everyone back down to reality. So you sit in here and go, oh, we can always talk about how good Nick Dacos is, for example, right? But there's always going to be 25 to 30% of the population that turn around and go, yeah, but he's soft and he hunts for free kicks.
Yeah.
Right.
See, footy negative.
Exactly. Not just footy, just Australians, because we can do this about anything.
Yeah, I guess
Right?
so. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
You can put up a thing on your Facebook saying, "Oh, I got a new job this week, and I'm getting I'm getting more money, and it's great for my family, and all this kind of stuff." And then some bloke will jump in the comments potentially and just go, "Yeah, but it didn't stop you from getting absolutely shit faced at the pub last week, you
Yeah,
dickhead."
yeah. Oh, have fun paying more tax.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's
I
always
see what you mean. Yeah,
tall
yeah.
poppy syndrome, right?
Okay.
Look it up once we're done
Okay.
and get the truest form of it. But there's always
I'll probably notice it more now. I haven't noticed it really that much.
and we're horrible for it.
Really?
In this country, we're horrible for it.
Is it
I
just a
think I
human thing,
legit-
or is it just
I think
the
it's
Aussies?
I think it's an Aussie thing,
Oh, okay.
right? And
Maybe it's like the background of the bogan side of things going, you're not special champion.
let's not point anybody out in particular. But I think it's just I think it is. Definitely been mentioned before.
Yeah, right.
And in many circumstances, and I'm not afraid to say that at all. So, but no, look,
No,
like I said,
I've
I think
noticed that before.
I think golf's doing a great job of doing it through the positive routes. I think that footy's doing it a great way.
To sum up, what's your final point?
To sum up, I think that I'm still in two minds as to whether or not golf's missing anything. I like to think that we're not.
What about footy? Are they missing anything?
No, because footy's great. Footy's as good as it's ever been, right? If you ask me, in my own opinion, right, I'm only 30. I haven't seen everything, right?
Yeah.
Blokes will, and even then, through that statement, there's going to be blokes in the comments going, it was better than the 70s, fuck off, right?
Yeah. You didn't see it. You didn't live in the 80s.
Yeah, correct, right? And fair enough.
I don't know.
I didn't.
I've been told many times
But
that
from everything
the game's at its worst it's ever been.
Right.
I've heard.
Exactly.
The actual game, I don't know.
I've watched a lot of football in my time.
No idea. I
Football,
haven't really.
yeah.
I haven't watched it a
Football,
lot.
in my opinion, is in the strongest position it's ever been, both as a business and as a sport, right? Golf is the same,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
I think that because it's selling to a global media, golf has to be positive.
Well, even
And
even still-
because it's a national game, footy can afford to turn around and go, well, this is wrong with it, that's wrong with it, we don't like this, how shit is this?
let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
Well, see, with the golf, it annoys me so much that, even with the the Rocket Classic right now, the amount of comments that I put, make these golf courses harder. It's like, can you just appreciate how good these guys are? He just shot 11 under.
Yeah.
Like, just shut the fuck up.
Yeah, we won't get. we can get into that another time.
Sorry, I don't know why I got.
No, in terms of
Annoys me
like
so much.
having specific tournaments for specific reasons, right? You can have your shootouts like the Rocket Classic.
Doesn't mean the golf course is easy though.
No,
just
have-
people have. Once again, it's straight. It's like naturally, people go to the negative. The media and everything's trying to feed us with this positive. You just shot 11 under. You just shot 61. There's two 62s 10 minutes apart. Unbelievable. And I think the more you appreciate it, the more you understand how good that is, rather than going, the golf course is too easy.
Yeah, 'cause
it's
everyone-
like you play off 19.
Tall poppy syndrome.
Shut up. Oh, that's true.
Tall poppy syndrome.
Oh my god, it just kind of clicked.
Right? Yeah. There's always going to be a majority
It
or
kinda
a
clicked.
minority of people that turn around and go, yeah, but this is why it's shit.
Yeah. This is why it sucks.
Yeah. So I don't know, and like I said, I don't know if I'm in a position where I can
I have no idea.
think
if
that
I'm honest.
it's. I genuinely don't either. Is golf lacking because we don't have those contentious arguments and we can sit here and talk about it every single week? And professional golf, for that matter, not the actual game itself.
Not the game. No.
Is golf just perfect because it doesn't have those really stupid contentious arguments like footy does, for example? And I'm just using football as an example.
I think it's a polar opposite.
They're
'cause
the two sports I follow
footy's-
the most, like I
Footy's a
said
bit
earlier.
rougher, right? In terms of the general of the population that see it, whereas the golf's a bit more of a, you know what I mean?
But also, there's a couple of factors, and this is the last thing I'll say about it. Football is contested by teams. People have affiliations to teams. Golf, like fans of golf, will have affiliations to a particular golfer, right? Or maybe a few particular golfers.
A couple here and there,
Couple here and there. Like we're all fans of Tiger, we're all fans of Rory, we all like Scotty, and we like Adam Scott. And I like all these players, but if one of those players has a shit week, you just go, well, he had a shit week. You're not going to go, fuck, week's ruined now.
Yeah.
Adam Scott missed the
Yeah,
cut by 3 shots.
Time to change putters.
And
your
I'm just
shit.
like, you know what? I'm throwing my golf club membership in the microwave. Like I'm done. You're not going to do that.
no.
But because there's affiliations and people literally give money
Yeah.
to these football clubs
Yeah,
to support them,
Yeah.
they feel like they own a piece of the club and they feel like they're entitled to their opinions.
Yeah, I guess
and
so.
that's fair enough. I'm a member of my football club. I feel like I'm entitled to an opinion too. But I don't. You know,
Yeah.
I have my own opinions and I'll speak to them with my mates who will probably have similar opinions,
Yeah.
but I'm not going to ring up.
That's why it's an opinion, dude.
Exactly.
That's why it's an opinion.
I think that both sports are thriving.
yeah.
Just to sum it up, I
Absolutely.
think both sports are thriving. I don't know.
Absolutely.
Like I said, I don't think golf needs to change anything. I'm not suggesting that at all.
No.
It's just a weird train of thought that again, one of those silent drive homes that I was just like, what do you reckon about this?
Yeah.
And it's just led to this. And I hope you guys can see some sort of clarity around what I'm speaking about.
Yeah,
I
I'm
hope
still-
I'm
I'm
not the
still-
only person who might think like this or has had this thought. I probably am, but who knows?
I've never thought about it before.
Yeah.
As in, I've never I wouldn't call it a comparison.
No.
It kind of is.
It
But in terms of like,
it's a broad spectrum.
are they missing anything, or is
I
it
don't
just the fact that is it just an acknowledgement? I think it's just an acknowledgement at
think
this
so
point.
too.
It's like footy's thriving on the fact that people talk about. I'm not going to say negative. It is kind of, but there's less. It's looked into about who's going to get sacked, who's not playing well. The umpires suck. Whereas
that's the drama.
well, exactly. Whereas
They're
the golf,
making money
it's
off the
more-
drama.
It's more let's focus on the good because it is.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Anyway.
Exactly. And, because I think the golf is appealing to golf fans, whereas anyone can watch a game of football and understand
Yeah,
it.
100%.
Right? Anyone can watch a round of golf,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
fans watch the golf.
Yeah, fans watch golf.
Golfers watch golf,
Yeah.
right? Very few people who watch golf haven't played golf before.
Yeah, if any. Yeah.
Right.
I wouldn't. Yeah.
I can guarantee you there's people sitting in the crowd at the MCG, more so than at the Rocket Mortgage walking the fairways, that have never kicked a football before in their life.
Or let's say played.
Or at
Let's
least
say played a game.
Played an organised game.
Yeah.
There's probably more people in that scenario.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, no, that kind of makes more sense now. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's leave it there. Let's
Righto.
get into questions from the second cut. I hope you enjoyed that little chat there, ladies and gents, and let us know what you think, what your feedback is in the comments. It'd be good to hear
Yeah.
what you guys think, and if you
Yeah.
have any similarities or whatever it might be, or contentious arguments yourself.
Even if you understand what the fuck he was just talking about. But
I feel like I did a pretty decent job
you
of
did
trying
alright.
to
I'm just staring
summarize
at
it.
you.
I know
I'm
you're
just staring
staring,
at you.
but I'm
It's
just
like-
the whole time I was
I'm
explaining.
following. I understand what you mean.
And
I
the thing
understand
is,
what you mean.
not to take the piss out of you too much, but I feel like if you can understand it, anybody can.
How's fuck off?
Go, Jolly. You go first.
So this is like a monetary thing
Like it.
again. So it's basically, are you taking the chance?
Okay.
That's all it's called. You get $10 per bogey,
Yeah.
$500 per par, $1,000 per birdie, and $10,000 per eagle. However, if you make a double or worse, you lose everything and owe $10,000.
Oh, Jesus.
Are you taking the chance?
Is this a one-off round?
You can opt out at any stage.
Fuck it. Why not?
Mm-hmm.
Why not? Again. So, all right. If
Let's do it per round. Let's do it per round.
Per round, I'm making one double bogey on average at the moment every round,
Right.
and I feel like I can.
So you're not taking the chance.
No, I'll take the chance.
You are.
Yep. What'd you say?
So as
How
in
much-
opt out at any stage. Once you start the round, you say I'm in.
Yeah.
That's it. You got to finish the round.
Yeah, that's it. That's fine.
If you play 3 rounds and you don't make any double, you can go right. I'm done.
Yeah, I'll take it.
You're taking the chance.
I'll back it.
Right. So
And I'll probably keep going. 100%. It'll be like a cash flow thing where it's like, all right, well, I made double on the first hole in the first round. Fair enough. I got 10 grand to make up.
I own 10 grand.
I owe 10 grand. I got 10 grand to make up. I feel like I can do it. You said 10 grand for an eagle, yeah? $1,000 for a birdie, $500 for a par. I feel like I can get there. Based on okay, let's have a look at my card from Saturday.
Okay.
Let's
do it.
I'll
Let's
load
do
it
it.
up because I did not have a great round on Saturday, as discussed earlier in recent rounds.
Mm-hmm.
Let me load it up.
Well, you could even do your last 3 rounds, say.
Yeah,
Because like I said, after because if you make 3 doubles a round, that's a lot of golf.
That's a lot of
not
golf.
make a double to then make up.
yeah, 100%.
So you're taking the chance, are you?
Yep,
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Well, there you go.
pretty comfortably. All right, so I made 2 doubles on Saturday,
There's
so
20 grand.
instantly I owe 20 grand. So Saturday's not a good day for me, right?
Well, there you go.
But I made 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, or $1,000 through 7 holes. Through 6 holes minus the double bogey,
Uh-huh.
right? $2,000 total. Right. I'm doing the math. So you said $500 for a par, yeah?
Yeah.
$500 for a par. So I'm $500, $600 up through 2, 10 grand down
Wait, how are you 600?
because you said $100 for
$10 per bogey.
$10 per bogey. All right, so I'm $510 up through 2 holes. Yeah, $10. Yeah, I'd probably still take the chance.
Still take the chance.
Probably.
Yeah. Okay.
Probably. Just based
no shit. I would have thought you kind of be a bit more conservative there.
I mean, I've come off a pretty good stretch of golf.
That's kind of why I asked you. It's
Yeah.
because it's like, how long do you believe you could go before you lose something?
No,
Because I feel like that's.
I feel like this is
that-
only just a minor speed bump the last couple of rounds that I've played that haven't been that crash hot and up to the standard that I've played the last 12 weeks.
So glad you said that because that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, and I feel like it's just a couple of dodgy swing days, really.
Dude, I almost missed the golf ball 3 times on Saturday.
I'm almost positive I did on one.
I looked.
The way I hit 2 iron, I was probably better off missing the golf ball.
Dude, the one I hit on 12, I had to look back at the tee to make sure the ball was gone.
Yeah, right.
I had to go, yeah, okay, no, I hit it.
Yeah.
Good.
So you said $1,000 for a birdie.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4.
How much are you making or losing?
I'm down like 18 grand off Saturday.
That's expensive.
Yeah, it is. But again, like, there's always tomorrow.
Yeah, well, go out with no double bogeys.
That's it.
Have 3 birdies, and
At what if you were to ask me at what point do you turn around and go enough's enough? It's probably like negative 40 grand,
yeah.
and then whoops, as many as you possibly like the other side. If I got 100 grand up by chance,
Oh, you're flying.
flying,
Yeah,
some good golf,
that takes a bit to get
Right.
to. Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's a good question. I like it. Very well done. My question for you is: would you rather play golf? Would you rather? Would you rather play golf? Would you rather play golf knowing that every hole you were either going to miss the fairway by 30 yards off the tee, or miss the green by 30 yards when hitting your approach?
Oh,
So just to tie in some loose ends, your approach shot is whatever shot you feel like you should get to the green with. So in a par 4, it'd be your second shot, and then on par 5s, if you're saying I'm going for the green in 2, no, it's like you just play the hole, and whatever shot you feel like you can get to the green in, that's the one you miss by 30 yards.
which is what? That's almost 100 feet. That's a long way. 30 meters is a long way. Is it 30 meters from the hole?
No, from the green.
From the edge of the green.
From the edge of the green. And just like it's 30 meters from the edge of the fairway. So if you toe hook one left from the edge of the rough,
That's a long
it is
way.
30. Yeah, well, that's the question.
Do I get to pick? Oh, I obviously don't get to pick which. If I'm missing it by 30,
No.
I don't get to pick which side I miss.
every hole?
Yeah,
Every hole, and you don't get to pick which side.
So it could be left
You
or
hit
right.
it. You
You
hit it,
and the
that's
ball
where
just
it goes.
goes whichever way.
And that's where it goes.
Jesus.
I feel like I got him again.
Nah, this is a weird one because I'm trying to quickly rattle through in my head, like whether there's more danger or what's more penalizing to miss fairways by that much or greens by that much.
I have my...
I feel like there's more. I feel like there's more hazards to hit into off the tee. However, there's more like harder short game shots, harder. Oh Jesus! If I had to pick one, I would go.
Come on.
Jesus,
Have
this
I
is
got
a
you?
weird one.
Have I got you again?
You haven't got me, no, because I have an answer.
So-
Whereas last week I had to drive home in silence because it hurt my
I think
head.
did you make a phone call to your GP after last week?
I had to go see the doc.
Yeah. Come on, give us one.
The first thing that comes to my head is off the tee.
Yeah,
That's the first thing that comes to my head.
I agree.
And I'm trying to like find a way to override it.
Yep.
It's not like a set in stone, like, yep, miss me off the fairway.
And I never said it's a guaranteed lost ball or anything like that.
Nah.
It's just 30 yards.
yeah. If I've got another fairway out there, great.
Yep.
Oh, it would drive me fucking insane. But also hitting into the no, it'd be off the tee. Yeah, no, off the tee.
Yeah.
Off the tee, I'd rather miss either side by 30.
I feel like
Which
that's,
I hate.
I feel like that's the answer because the key giveaway is that you're missing the green on your approach shot to the green by 30. So you're trying to make up and down every hole for par.
Yeah.
Whereas if you might lace you, after you've hit your tee ball, that's it. That's the only
you're good to
trouble
go.
you're finding.
Yeah,
You're good to go. You might lace a 6-iron from 30 yards over 2 fairways or whatever it might be and put it to front of the green and you can make it solid
it'd be
up and
off-
down,
it'd
or
be
you
off the
can
tee.
find the green and drain a putt.
Yeah, it'd be off the
You
tee.
might get lucky.
Yeah, it'd be off the tee.
Off the tee. Good.
Yeah.
That's the answer.
Yeah, that was a tough one actually. That was a tough one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a weird one.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for tuning into this week's episode of the Gold Jacket Green Jacket podcast. We've thoroughly enjoyed it. We thoroughly thank you for your support as always. Now, before we finish up, at the time of recording, Monday the 30th of June, I have the head covers in my possession. By the time this has...
They took their time, eh?
Yeah, look, there were some complications. I'm not going to lie. It was nobody's fault, really. I'll explain to you afterwards. But like the company that we went through had some problems and not their fault. Shit happens.
Yeah.
Right?
Tied it up now. Good.
No one's to blame, but it's done. They're here.
Good.
By the time this goes out on Friday, I will have contacted everyone who ordered one and arranged to try and either drop them off or give them to them in person some way or whatever. I'm not dealing with the post. That's not happening. So thank you very much for everyone for your patience. For that, thank you for your support in buying the head covers. We do thoroughly appreciate it. Hopefully one day in the future there is a time where we can do it again.
Yeah.
But for the next little while, probably not. Because I'm a little bit over it. And thank you again to Big Dog for being so awesome to work with. They've been great. And yeah, we're really looking forward to doing business again in the future. But like I said, not for a while. Head down into the description, hit the like and subscribe. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok. Follow us on Spotify. Leave a 5-star review as always. Jolie, good luck in Rockhampton.
Duh.
Enjoy yourself. Play well. And good luck to Toby as well.
Yes.
Friend of the show is playing in the event as well. Otherwise, hit him very, very well. We'll see you next week. Cheers.